Good afternoon, YouTube. Today we're going to install a front receiver on the F250. The reason we're putting it on is to attach the winch to. So if you haven't seen the winch video, I'll put it right there. And also, part of the truck's already torn apart. I put a new front spring on the truck yesterday. So to get to where we're at now, again, I'll put the video up there. Hello, and welcome to our channel. We're glad you're here. Where we are at, there's Dougie. That's how the hitch receiver will attach to the front of the truck. But with the plow bracket on here, you can see we're away from the frame a little bit because we're hitting the plow bracket here. So before I even start, I'm going to have to cut a little bit off the back of this plate to clear that plow on both sides. And then it should pretty much bolt right on. The instructions tell you to put it on the back of the bumper, which we already have off over here. You've got your factory mount holes here on both sides, but no holes here. The instructions say to drill 2 holes there when it's centered up. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or if I'm just going to use the hardware that the plow has. It's already on the truck. That'll bolt the receiver to the frame rails here where there's no holes, and then the factory bolts will go through here, which is pretty much how the plow mount attaches. So once I get that cut and do a little bit of fitting on it, I'll let you know which way we're going to go. Okay, there's what I cut off the back. It's probably 6-7 inches long, maybe 3/4 of an inch wide. That gave me enough clearance to get those on. I did have to drill the holes in the back of the bumper because the plow hardware is a carriage bolt that goes through from the front. Now they fit in here okay, but there's no way to get behind here to tighten the nut up. The receiver comes with these bolts that are on the plates so that you can stick them up behind there and tighten them up. So we'll have to use that hardware. It also comes with these plates to go behind the frame. I'm not going to use these because the plow already has a plate similar to this. It's actually thicker for strength. And they've got these bolts with the conical washers. I'm probably going to have to get longer bolts because when I stick these in, they don't stick out the back of the plow hardware. So I'll have to get 4 hardened bolts, probably an inch longer than these, and we should be good to go. So we'll get the plow up on there, or not the plow, I'm sorry, the bumper back up on there. You have to remove the tow hooks to get the receiver on. Once it's in, you can put the tow hooks back in and tighten those up. Of course, that helps hold the receiver up on there until the bumper's on. We'll stick the bumper on, put the bolts in it, and update from there. Oh, and I want to apologize if the video here is hazy at all. It has been raining like you wouldn't believe. I mean, the water's starting to go down some, but it's like a pond out here in the yard. If you can see far end of the pasture over there, it's foggy. It's just very, very moist right now. In fact, that's the windshield on the truck from being in the garage. And I think that moisture is on the inside of the truck. It's just horribly damp. So the camera lens keeps fogging up. So I'm doing my best to try and keep it from fogging, but the weather's just not cooperating. Yeah, okay, if it wasn't for the plow, I would be done. I'm not sure how well you can see in there, but the receiver is not in the holes exactly. And you can't see deep enough, but the hole for the plow is probably right here and centered there. And on this side, we're centered on the bottom, and again, the hole's kind of down here. So I'm going to have to use a die grinder and open up this bumper and the receiver a little bit to get the bolts in. The bolts in the frame are slotted up and down, so you can adjust the bumper up and down. and then the holes in, well, the original holes in the bumper and the holes in that receiver are slotted horizontally so you can center the bumper up side to side. But the plow has got just 2 holes in it that are set, one here and one not where it needs to be. So I'm going to have to, like I said, die grind out here and on the other side to get that to fit. Shouldn't be a big deal, but that's going to slow down the progress a little bit. For the time being, I'm leaving this rubber flap off because I need to get up underneath there with those nuts that are on the rods for when I do get these ground out to fit and get the longer bolts. And then, as you can kind of see here, it's behind the license plate. So when you do these on these trucks, for one, if you have the driving lights from the factory, you've got to delete those because they won't fit on with the factory driving lights, which fit right beside the license plate. I have ordered basically it's a receiver with a license plate bracket on it. So when I'm driving, the license plate will be set up here higher in the center, and then I can just take the pin out, take the license plate out, put the winch in when I need to use it, and then put the plate back into drive. I think Kurt and maybe Reese sell a steel plate bracket for that. They want $50 to $70 for those plates. I got one, I think, off of eBay. It's plastic, but it's like $12. And what's the factory bracket? It's plastic. So it should work. Probably end the video there, because all that's left to do is to drill it out, put the bolts in. You can kind of see how it looks on the truck. It really doesn't change a whole lot. It does bring the bumper out maybe 3/8 of an inch away from the truck, but it's not a big deal. Like I said, we can use that for the winch if we need to. One downfall. Oh boy, look at that screen fogging up already. Hang on just a second. Like I was saying earlier, it's moist out here. With the plow attached, that's going to be right about here. So I won't be able to use the winch when the plow's on the front of the truck. So I will have to take the plow off. Hopefully, if I ever get stuck while I'm plowing, I can use the rear receiver to move the truck if it gets stuck, because there's no way to put that winch on there when the plow's on it. So that's installing the front receiver on the F250. Any questions or comments, please put them down below. Thanks for watching. I'd appreciate if you subscribed and give me a thumbs up. Have a good day.